Hello and welcome to Heroes of History. This time we're looking into Louis XIV, and well, he's a supporter with cavalry. Well, he has a lot of hit points, 7,500, which is quite a lot more than the ordinary, around the 6,000, a little more than that. Almost 700 defense, which is also great. 561 attack, that's kind of ordinary. Well, his ability is Royal Soleil's Favor, and initial charge 1.6 seconds, that's really fast, but only regular charge around 16 seconds. He buffs shields and targets the biggest cluster of friendly units, increasing defense by 41%, which is good, of Louis' defense in a range of 2.5 for 8 seconds. Affected units also gains 197.5 of Louis' base damage as a shield, which lasts for the same amount of time. Well, so basically he gives a large shield to his friendly units, which basically works like being healed, except you don't need to be hurt to get this shield, so it's effectively on everyone that it hits. So a support unit that is actually, well, doing his job in helping. Defense 6% extra, focus 25% extra, that's why he's so fast. Defense 12% extra, so 18% defense. Another 20% defense, so 38% defense, and 20% hit points, which, well, shows why he has such strong defense and high hit point. So he can soak up a large amount of damage apparently. So let's see how he works here in the Malian fort. Let's do the same team and take him instead of Beethoven. Let's see if I can find him here. He should be just around here somewhere if I don't miss his picture. There he is, the King of the Sun, if I remember correct from my French history lessons. So let's charge in here. You can see everyone gets attached over there, and all of a sudden everyone gets buffed with a shield and a lot of extra hit points. Now let's see how that helps our minions here working the field, because it takes some time for him to recharge, so he'll probably not throw it before the next round anyway. Let's see how much left. Oh, they will want that to hit soonish. It comes around here, and that's shields for everyone. It doesn't look much on the heroes, at least not as much as on the ordinary units, but apparently it helps them a lot. And it's almost like having two healers on the team, which is kind of cool, I think. Except I seem to remember the shield disappears between waves, and well, it wasn't happening fast enough to save Tomoe. Oh, drat. But anyway, we can still see that it helps our units quite some, but in a different way compared to this done from Beethoven. But it helps them keep alive too, and give them some extra time to work with. Let's see here, it gets quite close for Bismarck with his own shield regeneration. On top of that, we put the shield from Louis XIV. Well, it kind of works, keeping him alive for a lot longer and taking a lot more damage. Let's look at the battle stats and see how it looks. Well, Louis XIV at least does a lot less damage, but well, if you don't get area damage as part of your ability, we can't expect that. But it looked quite nice for that Alva Edison guy. I mean, that was quite an amount of damage, almost 100k, which is rather insane, I think. So let's see how we can jump around and hurt people the most here. Nice area damage there, hitting almost all of the units. If it wasn't on auto, I could delay it so people were collected probably around Bismarck, and that would look really awesome that she hit so many different units at the same time with her area damage. Now she will be in trouble here, at least when Bismarck isn't taunting them anymore, because she is in the thick of it, and there's a long time before she does area damage. So here in a moment you can see this goes crazy fast. So, but here she got the second blow, and while that eagle gives her a little extra health, and she really needs those extra hit points, she still died, even though she killed a lot of units there that procured some hit points for her. Her defense is really low, and well, in that regard it's hard to keep up your life. Let's see the battle stats. Well, Tomoe made MVP, and well, the stats here for Louis XIV looks really insignificant. Let's get to battle number 5 now and see how that holds up here in the test seance. Again, the shield really gives something extra to Bismarck in the terms of well, keeping everyone alive here. But other than that, there isn't much to say about his ability to procure shields, because he's only half as fast to draw that shield as Bismarck is. So now when Bismarck is pulling his second shield, that's just about it when Louis XIV helps everyone else the second time. So it's really slow, well, at least compared to Bismarck, but of course Bismarck also makes everyone hit him at the same time, while, well, Louis XIV actually tries to help everyone at once. Nice hit there, though you'll probably still die, Tomoe, because, well, there's too many people wanting to kill you all the time. You are like a bullet magnet that can't even dodge one. But we kept the 3-star. Impressive she didn't die this time. Let's look at the battle stats. Again, Louis XIV isn't doing much on the battlefield, but Tomoe really shines through this battle, you can see here. But really a significant change for the falconry glove when it really strikes at the right time. It gives quite a helping hand in winning the battle, but we can also see that the two area damages really win the battle for us, these two battles here, because, well, let's just face it, the rest of them, they're more there to support them. One to be the tank that absorbs the damage, one for the healing, and one for the general shielding. And here you can see shields up, and everybody. You can see the ordinary units, it looks quite the amount their shield is on compared to everyone else what they're facing. It's basically the same amount of hit points to everyone, so it doesn't look much on the heroes, but it just it does quite a thing for your ordinary units, especially this early on in the battle. So here, when it comes in here, we still have a lot of extra units here for the second wave. It does a major difference. And if we can get Tomoe to stay alive long enough, she'll do tremendous damage here in the midst of everything, because there's a load of units around her, and a lot of units that can actually die from hit, while Bismarck's in real trouble. Well, did he die? No, he didn't die. Impressive that he survived that. I hadn't seen that coming. But it's another 3-star, and a formation working quite wonders. Let's see what the stat says here. I'm not really sure how Bismarck all of a sudden does some healing. We just made it through 9 battles and he has done no healing whatsoever. So why would he have healing powers all of a sudden? Well, I'll check that after the last battle here, and have something to tell you while I do the conclusions too. Now let's take the final battle here and see if we survive this one in the right manner. You can see everyone's collecting here, and Tamor Gosen is doing a tremendous job at killing everyone. Now we'll rely on our Edison to, well, take out the rest of whatever, well, life force the heroes or units around us have. But it doesn't seem like we'll have anything even close, even remotely close to not getting the 3 stars here. Now let's look at the battle stats for one final time and see if Bismarck's, for some weird reason, have no healing power whatsoever again. I'm wondering why that is. Well, Otto von Bismarck was just dying for the first time, and with the Mask of Tutankhamun, well, he basically self-healed 10% and went right back into the fight. So that was why. Let's see here. Well, he has the same basic damage given, and the same thing has as Sugar the Great. Now the important difference here is that Louis XIV is not a killer. He has a very weak attack compared at least to his defense and hit points. So, quite to be fair, 30,000 less damage is what it is. We get more than 20,000 extra for Tamor Gosen in average, and a little extra for Thomas Alva Edison. So it's squared out on the area damage as around Louis XIV, and well, that's some quite stunning numbers here, close to 100,000 for both of them in the best round. Given that Tamor for some reason had some shields to absorb the damage, Bismarck was a bit better this round to absorb damage. It's not like Louis XIV's waylaid a lot of damage. He was probably put a bit badly from my part in the battlefield, because if I really wanted to use his strong defense, then he should be more in the thick of it, and be a place where he will absorb a lot of damage, which wouldn't really reach him because of his high defense. So he would be well, less prudent to the damage than Tamor would. So having him there, he would receive from the same number of hits way less damage and have a way easier time keeping alive. Mr. Edison, for some reason, didn't pull out that much damage this round as the previous one. And the Sugar the Great, well, that's approximately the same thing. He took some damage in the last round. That's the extra one for Bismarck for the mask. And you can see here how Tamor is, for some reason, is more effective. I think the shield helped her keep alive a little longer, and well, that effect really in battle number 3 really took her up a notch in the number of hit points she received from her relic. So it's really useful if you can keep her alive long enough to really gain from the area damage and that killing a lot of units. The battles in average has lasted a little longer, because I can see as Sugar the Great has almost 1,000 extra hit points he has healed, but well, maybe it just takes a little longer when the support unit doesn't damage a lot. But I would say that Louis XIV is at least as good a benefit on the battlefield as Ludwig van Beethoven. Maybe even a little better, though he doesn't do the damage, but he provides the shield necessary for the rest of the team to excel. I'll say thank you for watching this video.